What up, YT? We got another Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the Tiki Talk live right here. Y'all make sure to drop your questions down below about Amazon. What do you think of re-entering a market with a new design? I think it could have potential if you learned from the first launch. With improving all of the negatives within other products, it drops me below 30% if selling at market average. You don't need to send on market average. I rewatch your lives on YT. Thanks, boss. Okay, yeah, good that I put it up, started the YT live. I know a lot of people do that. Because it's funny, my YT lives don't really get we don't get like the live viewers, but then they always get like a bunch of views on the recordings, so people will go back and watch them. So I'm glad that y'all are taking advantage of that. It's one of the cool things about doing it is we have a record of all the things on live. By the way, are there like dates that you put a little discount on your mentorship, for example, on Black Friday? No, we've never run a discount before. Think I could launch a few dollars higher than the top seller with worse product or not recommended? Yes, you could. I have a video on differentiation coming out on YT. I have so many videos in the drafts for YT that this one hasn't even been edited yet, so it probably won't come out until for like 4 weeks, because I know that my next video is going to be a travel vlog, but that one I kind of show. When would you recommend changing the price for conversion reasons? Like lowering your price? Got it. You do payment in terms then. Got the money, just thought it would be better for cash flow. Yeah, bro. For you, I got you. Cool. I was watching a few of them yesterday, actually. I love that. Slimmy, in terms of dropping your price, you could always test it. You know, bro, everything is about testing. So lower your price, see how that performs. And then if it performs at a lower price, this could potentially help you. Also, Prime Day coming up. I don't love Prime Day per se, but it could be a good option. If you're kind of struggling with like your conversion rate. Or not conversion rate, your organic rank, because it could give you a little boost. So it's 3 to 4K for you, then another 3 to 4K for product as well. Yes, that is correct. But like I said, man, I'm not like on here trying to shill the mentorship. Like if it's in the cards for people, then awesome. But I also do make so much free content for everybody. So that is also available for y'all. My conversion is terrible. I'm thinking of redoing all my images again. Yeah, I mean, try it out for sure. It's always good to test, right? Let's see. When do I want to go? Almost convinced though it's my price. I'd have to look at the market again, Slimmy, but if your differentiators don't justify a certain price, then it very well could be. Oh yeah, I'm very new to this, just trying to get my foot in the door at least. Yeah, man, that's the way to do it for sure. Learn, right? Like learn, get a basic understanding on it, and once you have a basic understanding, start taking action. Is there a use for is there a theme you use for listings? Usually primarily white and black, things like that? No, not necessarily. What I do I do have like certain images that I always use. So like I really like a product features image. If I have bonus items, a what's included image, I like a comparison chart image, always a dimension image. Do you recommend using Amazon AWD? Only if you, like, not in the beginning. You're only using Amazon AWD if you're trying to order a big quantity. So like, let's say that you sell 300 units a month and you're ordering like 1,500 units, right? This is not on your first order. This is after you've found success on the product. Well, you're going to have a few months of inventory that you're not necessarily going to be selling, but to have it on hand and pay a lower storage fee, you can use Amazon AWD. So yeah, that is an option. I feel like the quality on YT is off too right now. What's going on? How much money do I need to start this, bro? I'd say like 3 to 6K, and that's going to depend on the product that you launch ultimately and how many units you start with. I tried to send a little under 1K units and it still didn't let me send to regular FBA. Has to be AWD. The thing is, AWD, customers can't buy your product from AWD, so it's going to be storage. Like, it's essentially like just to store your inventory, if that makes sense. How many units should I start with? 100 to 300 as like a test run order to get proof of concept on the product. Ooh, these are good deals. Your boy's out here looking at flights, son. This looks good. It's gotta be because of the new iPhone thing. Is always seem to get bad when they release a new iPhone. No, I was on live literally just for a little bit earlier today, and there was nothing wrong with it. But I'm saying even the YT live is off. I have a $5,000 camera and lens. What is a good profit margin for a product? At least 30%. Would you recommend launching variation of color if one product's doing really well? Yeah, it could be a good idea. Maybe Wi-Fi connection then. No, I'm not even on my Wi-Fi on my phone, and my ping is good. I've had like a little ping monitor up while I do these lives, because I do know sometimes for some reason it gets kind of wacky, even though I have the best Wi-Fi plan that I can get in my area. But even then, Wi-Fi can be weird. Does the picture look weird for anybody else? Or is it good? Looks 480. I would restart the live, but we're already too deep, so you guys are just gonna just all have to rough it out together. Seems like a picture was screenshotted 5 times over. Yeah, that's weird. I see it too, by the way. Like, I see the bad quality on my phone, which I don't ever see. Let me try this. Let's see if that fixes it. Do you recommend your manufacturer make your packaging, or do you recommend outsourcing and having them send it over to a package? I'd recommend having your manufacturer do it. No doubt about it. Let's see if this fixes it. Does it look better now? Also, I completely forgot about this. I told everybody that I would update the sales, but I forgot to. So should we do that now? That was an instant improvement. That's weird. So what? It was just a the filter on TikTok, the green screen. Or maybe I just did two things at the same time. I don't know. Anyways, make sure y'all keep dropping your questions down below. We're only going to be on live for so much longer. So now is the time to ask questions. And while we wait for some more questions, I posted some gym videos on the TikTok page today. Last video, how to know a product will sell on Amazon. Second to last video, you don't need a course to start selling on Amazon. And third to last video, how to calculate your Amazon FBA fees for a product before ever placing a bulk order. And I got a funny comment on that because it was responding to someone saying like between one step to another is 50 pages of rules and hidden fees. So I made a video on how to find these fees. And then he goes, what about other, and he comments on this video, he says, what about other costs? Listing images, certificates, brand registry, first month ads, shipping, and cost of differentiation. At the end, I will pay everything. He said, those aren't hidden Amazon fees. That's the cost of starting a business, bro. Go watch my cost breakdown videos of products I've launched. Anybody who thinks that this is not a business model that you have to spend money on, Amazon might not be for you. I didn't start with a course, just everyone's YT videos. That's great, man. That's great. I mean, I didn't start with a course either. I did have mentors. So like that was different, but those were my cousins. I didn't pay them to mentor me. And I just consumed a bunch of content as well. So good on you. And that was the point of my second to last video that I made. Like, you don't need a course. People who join the AMZ Masterclass, like, even I realized that like there's really no value in just a bunch of video guides that you get. So that's why I created all of the things that I did for the AMZ Masterclass, like having the access to me, one-on-one call, having the shipping service, the sourcing service, the trademark service, the bookkeeping service, the inspection service, and all of our services beat so many services out there. By the way, I'm debating whether I should even do a one-on-one call for my current product. Only got 87 units left. Do you not plan on reordering it, Sheep? Already talking like I'm in the mentorship. Bro, you're like a student. You're like an indirect student as it is, always up in the lives, always learning. If running out of inventory for your first order, is that not bad? Why not limit with 100 units? Well, I don't care. Like, let's take two scenarios. Somebody on their very first product wants to go order 1,000 units so that they don't go out of stock. And then somebody starts with 200 units. My sweet spot is 200 units. I don't think I've ordered just 100 units, but I know that, if people are more budget conscious, it's better than nothing. But let's say the product doesn't do well. Do you want to be stuck with 1,000 units, or do you want to be stuck with 200 units? You'll pay so much money on storage fees on 1,000 units for a product that's not selling. A year, maybe I will say a course will definitely help you not run into all of the mistakes. I think it's different for different people because and I wouldn't even put a time frame on it. I would say where you're at in your journey, because like, kind of think of it like this, Rue. You might be like a hustler and, understanding how to find information, but like, think of all the people, because I think you've been in the live a little bit. Think of all the people who have come into the live and said, I launched a product, I didn't differentiate. I've spent $1,000 on ads, but I don't have any reviews, or I've spent $1,000 on ads and I haven't made any optimizations. Like, these mistakes aren't the end all be all of business, but you can avoid a lot of costly mistakes with this single expression. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Hi, for keyword research, is it important? Yes, it's very important. Even with a mentor course, it will likely take a year. I'd say 3 to 6 months. What average search volume do you recommend? You want to have at least 10,000 search volume amongst all of your keywords. That's like the bare minimum though. Well, the good thing is I can't seem to get good sales at a good price point. Did do like 8 a day at a low price point. I think you're seeing results, but you're just not seeing the consistent results that you want. But that was just losing me money. Fair enough. Sometimes it's not the worst if you can increase your rank. So there's going to be different strategies, for sure. There's going to be people who just want to start profitably right off the jump, and then there's going to be people who are willing to take a slight loss in order to like increase rank for their product. Like I know that the newest product that I'm launching, or just launched, we're running at our normal price. We didn't decide to launch at a lower price, and I just started ads 3 days ago, and we've done like 130 a day for the last 3 days, which is pretty sweet, and we're already profitable on our ads. We have 10 reviews. But I also know that my differentiator is amazing, and I know that my listing is amazing. So I ended up lowering my price right at maybe $1 less, but it launched me to #1 best release. Now slowly raising the price. Nice. That's a great strategy as well. And getting that #1 best release badge, I'm sure that it's giving you a bit of a boost as well. Any badge on Amazon is going to give you a little bit of a boost. So #1 new release, Amazon's choice, obviously the bestseller. If you're ever blessed enough to create a product that gets the #1 bestseller badge, just know that you're essentially printing money, which is pretty sweet because the bestseller takes a huge portion of market share, anywhere from like 25 to 40% of market share a bestseller can take. So if you're in a super big market, Amazon's choice is also a big one. It is, but it doesn't hold the same, again, not disputing that, but it doesn't hold the same weight as the bestseller badge. Also, Amazon's choice can be a little bit skewed because like you can get Amazon's choice is based on a keyword. So like if you, some sellers are going to have Amazon's choice across keywords. That just means they're a really good product. But then sometimes when you look up different keywords, the Amazon's choice badge flips. So like some people will get Amazon's choice, but it's for like a branded keyword, and that's not really going to do anything for you because unless you're like a Nike or a goalie, people aren't searching for your brand per se. So you see the Amazon's choice badge, but they may not see the Amazon's choice badge when they're looking up the product. Was gaining rank, but ad spend was horrible because of low CVR. Was that like $4 profit unit? And spend would be like $50 with 8 sales. I know that sounds bad cheap, but you weren't actually that far off, right? Like you were probably losing like $1 or so, a little over $1 per unit. Actually, I'm thinking 10 sales. So yeah, a little over $1 a unit. If you were increasing your organic rank, you could have brought that back, right? And turned the product and brand profitable. So it really just depends on the strategy, you guys. Except the frequently returned one. You're right. Yes, that is a terrible badge to get. That is like the curse of Amazon. I think it's very silly that they added that badge. But I understand it because they are trying to protect their platform more than they're trying to protect sellers. But for how much it hurts sellers if they get that, it's so, at least before, nobody knew it was highly returned. Now Amazon's like, yo, this product gets returned a lot. I wouldn't buy it, which is wild to be with you. So yeah, I don't love that badge, and they shouldn't have added that, to be honest. But that's just my opinion as a seller. I don't think they have share the same opinion as me. Oh, do you think one can reverse that and get it taken off if return rate lowers? Yes, I've seen people get that removed, but you have to make improvements. So there's sometimes where people just don't have good listings and they portray the product in a way where when the customer receives it, they're like, this isn't what I thought was being bought. That's going to be the easiest way. The other way is you'd have to sell out of inventory and improve the product, but that's going to be a lot more difficult because you're going to be stuck with X amount of inventory until you actually get things rocking and rolling on that front. So it really does just depend there. Alrighty. I think we're gonna rock a short live today, y'all. I mean, it's not that short. We just a few minutes short. But y'all make sure to go show some love to the last few videos. Check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio if you wanted to have access to me as a mentor along the entire journey. Insta, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Should I first implement Vine before starting PPC? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. By the way, you're beautiful too. Thanks, Sheep. You're beautiful, my friend. That's a little inside joke me and Sheep have now. It's our new inside joke. But y'all go check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. God bless you all, and I will see you tomorrow, God willing.